you for growth and excellence. Now, today, my dear friends, I want to share with you the six core pillars in achieving leadership excellence. Now, you and I know that this particular pandemic has really made, I would say, an impact to many lives. Uh, Sadly, many have lost their relatives and close friends as well, just like I have. And it's more of a wake up call. Basically, it's a wake up call, and it's very important to ensure that we are in the right track, the right trajectory, and we may need to course correct as we move forward. I mean, today is June the 15th, 2021, and we are halfway through 2021. So, what I want to give you today are the six core pillars I believe are basically going to give you that particular platform for growth, and it will take you to another level altogether. This is what I believe. So, here's the thing. First and foremost, the first pillar is basically your health. Now, I know that many will say that, we look after our health, but in many instances, knowing is not always really taking the right steps and right sequence and the right action. So, here's what I would like to share with you are three key elements when it comes to health. And why am I talking about health when we are talking about leadership? Because health is where you're going to get your energy. Health is where you'll have that impact in place as well. So you need to make sure that you are fully switched on for the day. So here's what I would like you to consider. And by the way, in this particular six core pillars, I'll be even giving you certain tools which you can obviously tweak depending on your circumstance and where you are. But here's the thing is that when I was talking about health, there are three core elements. The first is your sleep, making sure that you get 7 to 8 hours of good sleep. Some may just take 6 hours, but it depends on you that 7 to 8 hours, try getting that much sleep because sleep is going to give you that, it will help your brain become more effective as well. And this is a research which indicates that, with the right sort of rest that you have, it can really help you to move forward. The second element, as far as health is concerned, is of course your diet, what you really consume. Because at the end of the day, it depends on what you really eat. I mean, sometimes we have those days when we are really bloated or we feel, lacking that energy. And that could be one of the reasons is what we really eat. So you need to be very careful. In my case, I'm 90% vegan, 10% I might indulge in some, cottage cheese or something on those lines, but 90% I'm vegan. So and I'm happy with that particular diet. But you have to see what really works for you and what really helps you to get that energy, to get the ignition every single day. And the third element, which is key when it comes to health, is of course exercise. So you need to make sure that every single day you take 30 minutes or 45 minutes or an hour for some, depending on how your schedules are, but you must exercise. Now, this is common sense. It's not that we don't know about this, but at the end of the day, sometimes common sense is not common practice. This is why you need to make sure that these three core elements, when it comes to health, you need to really pay attention as we move into the second phase of 2021 and beyond. So, this is very key and critical. So, that is the first core pillar when it comes to leadership excellence. The second pillar I want to really talk about is your personal finance. I'm not talking about your business or I'm not talking about your salary at this particular point in time. I'm not talking about the career revenues or whatever you earn. I'm talking about your personal finance. And here's the reality that I have noted many who have just cash savings, like here in the United Kingdom. we earn what, a quarter of a percent a year or something really dismal. So what you really need to look into is how you can optimize your particular returns, your personal finance itself. Now here's the thing, while you're looking into that, you need to look into what the processes are, what are the various instruments you can really invest in. I'm not a financial advisor, but here's what I can tell you is that you need to really research, and there's so much out there. You need to really look into what really works for you. A relative of mine, I'll give you an example. Just last week, a relative of mine came up to me, and she had a lot of cash basically, and she said, "What do I do?" And I opened up her to certain opportunities out there. And one thing I told her is, make sure that you go to a regulated broker. She wanted to invest in some shares and stocks, but here's the thing, I told her to go into one of the regulated brokers and make sure that your risk appetite and your risk threshold aligns with what they are really offering. So basically, it depends on what you want and what your circumstances are. And I'm here to tell you that this pandemic, I'm going back to the pandemic, and the reason why I'm doing this is because many have lost their dear ones, sadly. So you need to look into the succession planning as well. For many of you or some of you, this may be an important element. So make sure you have your succession plan in place, whether it is passing over to your children or siblings or relatives or whatever it is. You need to make sure that you need to plan ahead. This is very, very key. Whether it's getting a will or whatever it is for you, you need to make sure you have that in place. Let's go to the third building block and the third pillar, which is obviously your career. And if you're a business owner, it's basically your particular business, the earnings that you get from your business. And here is where most of us, you and I, we spend most of our time. Normally, it's between 8 hours, 10 hours, depending, 12 hours for some, but that is where most of your day goes into. So you need to really look into what you can do to innovate. We are in this year, this decade basically, where artificial intelligence, digitization, and all these other opportunities are coming, and they are really going to add a lot of traction and add a lot of efficiency and effectiveness in many instances. So you need to really take advantage and find out exactly what you can do to your process pipeline, or if it is your department, how can you achieve excellence based on the current reality. So you need to really work on that and innovate wherever you can. Innovate is basically improving, looking into what you can do as far as your services and products are concerned, and being client and customer centric. I'll be doing more live events as we move forward because I've got many questions from clients and from many of you who have requested, who have shared certain pain points with me. So I'll be doing a few other live events as we move forward. But my point here is, step up the game, stretch whatever you're doing, evolve, enter into another level of capability altogether. So work towards making sure you optimize the use of your time. Let's move to the fourth one, which is key and critical, and that is your social interaction. Now, what do I mean by social interaction? This is your friend circle, and I have subsets for this. So, one is your friend circle. You need to make sure that you interact with your friends. They say that you are what you are depending on the five people you interact, uh, your main influential group as such. So who are those five key close associates, friends you have, whom you interact every now and again? And are they the real sort of movers and shakers, or the real individuals who can help you to evolve, to move to the next level? That is the first section. The second is your family, your relations, your brothers, sisters, your mother, father. and your children. So basically, it's basically your family time as well. There's one word I want to share with you, and that is connectivity, my dear friends. Have that connectivity, have that bond, have a special place for your parents wherever you are, because your parents have shared their wisdom. They've inculcated the right values in you as well. So make sure that you interact with your parents every now and again. I always emphasize this because this is such an important element in the growth, in the success, and what you are at the moment, at this particular point in time. Because this is so powerful, yet I see many having disconnects and not really having sequences and processes in place, and not really having that meaning as well. So you need to really make sure that you consistently interact and have that social interaction. Now I move to the fifth one, which is one of the most powerful of all, in my opinion, and that is your mindset. Making sure that you have the right mindset. Now, what do I really mean by mindset? Here's the thing: you need to make sure that you have the right intentions in place. Clarity in intentions is going to lead to breakthrough. Clarity in intention is where the power is. Clarity in intention is going to help you to accelerate your progress as well. So, impact comes when you have clarity. So, I press upon you to look into your mindset as such. Now, here's the thing: is that in many instances, um, and I'll talk to you about one particular business person. And what he was doing is one of our clients. And what he was doing is he was focusing on one of the negative points of one of his executives. But he kept on expounding on that negative point without looking into what, the positive impact that particular personnel has made to the company. And when I did a coaching session, I sort of opened his eyes basically, and sort of showed him the experience and what this guy has really done and the milestones he has achieved over the years. You and I, we are not going to be perfect, and we are not perfect. We are not, we are progressing. We are moving to excellence, achieving excellence in everything we do. That is the impact we are going to make. But at the end of the day, I want you to look at it with a holistic mindset. Now, in mindset, here's another thing I would like to press upon you to consider is that every day, 10 minutes, just meditate. It could be just, you could be chanting something, or it could be just being in silence, or whatever it is for you. But research indicates that meditating 10 minutes a day is going to even calm you down. So, have that, take 10 minutes of your time and, make it a habit. They say it takes about 9 months to build a habit. So I press upon you to have that consistency and keep on working on that particular one particular aspect. Just 10 minutes of your time in being. The second thing, as far as the mindset is concerned, be very careful of what you really absorb. You need to be very careful of the messages which are coming in. You and I, we have on average 60,000 thoughts every single day, and 90% of those thoughts are spilled over to the next day. I want you to step back into white space and figure out what you are thinking, and whether it is really productive, and whether it is really taking you forward and helping you move to the next level altogether. So please, my dear friends, one thing I press upon you is make sure that you work with the right mindset. Absorb as much as insights as you can. Get different perspectives as well, but take only those. Filter out the ones which are not going to benefit you, but filter out those which are negative. That is the first thing that you need to do, and absorb those insights which are going to help you to make an impact. This is very important. Now, the final pillar, which is very close to my heart, is giving. Now we are in this world, we want to leave some footprints as well. Now there are different types of giving. One type of giving is when somebody wants to showcase and that they have done a good deed. Like companies, they have this corporate social responsibility and they publicize what they have done. But the other part is when you give without any expectation of receiving anything. If it is a coaching session, you don't expect any likes or any testimonials or anything. You are just giving, imparting insights. Or if you're giving to a cause, or if you're giving anywhere or doing any initiative without mentioning about it, that has a different level of energy altogether. That enriches you, it enriches the soul as well. That's what I believe. And that is the experience I have had. So I press upon you, whatever it is that you're doing, look into how you can give. What else can you do to give more? Because there are those who are less privileged, and I'm just not talking about just any part of the world or anything, but there are many instances we come across, and we feel for these people. So my one pledge is for you to look into how you can give. Now I have shared these six key leadership excellence pillars, in my opinion. And what I want you to really work on is how can you really spend time in each one of these? Because these are important pillars in everybody's lives, including mine. And some of you might even have hobbies, or some of you might have some other spiritual needs and wants and insights which you are really immersed into. So those are other pillars which you can add on, but these six, I believe, are the core pillars which will take you to another level. Balance out your time. So, what do you really need to do? Take time out when it comes to health. Like I said, 1 hour for your health every single day. And you can have varieties as well. There's so many different types of exercises. You could even go for a walk, or if it is just doing some small exercises, there's so many out there. So you could use that variety. When it comes to your sleep, how can you have better sort of deep sleep? We now have these gadgets where it tracks your sleep pattern and all. I normally don't wear anything at night as far as these sort of measures are concerned, but these gadgets exist. So how can you go into deeper sleep? What can you do before you go to bed to calm yourself and have that deep sleep at the end of the day? I mean, as far as your diet is concerned, what varieties can you add which are healthy, which are protein rich, or which have more nutrition in them? So you need to look into that. As far as your personal finance is concerned, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, depending on your circumstances, you need to just take a couple of hours and appraise what your investments are and how you can really sort of look into optimizing your returns. As far as your career is concerned, as far as your business is concerned, that's of course one of your lifebloods of everyday life, basically, for many of us. And you need to really immerse and figure out exactly whether you're well aligned to what you're doing and whether you're the right fit. So that is going to really help you to ignite and move to the next level. As far as your relations are concerned, how much time are you going to spend every day with your family, and maybe every weekend making that phone call with your friends, and making sure that you have that interaction in place? And when it comes to your mindset, again, consistently every single day, practicing meditation and, going into void state, as I put it, and just being with yourself, enjoying what you are, and just being with yourself, that in itself is going to help you create active, it's going to help you to energize better. And finally, contribution, my dear friends. If we all earn our living in some shape or form, but if there's any way we can do whatever we can do, whatever is close to your heart, giving without expecting anything. And that in itself, my dear friends, can really be life changing. It can really help others as well, and you'll be leaving some footprints behind. I mean, you and I, we are all one day not going to be around, but if we can leave those right footprints, that's what this whole journey is all about. So I hope you found some value from these particular six pillars. I really appreciate you joining in. I somehow couldn't pick up on the comments or anything. I'm still working on this particular platform. One of the things is learning new technology and making sure that we use it better. But I'm sure as I move forward, I'll be learning more about this particular technology as well, which is new to me. So I do apologize for that. But at the end of the day, I hope you take this into consideration. Share this with others as well. Write all these insights and train others or share it with others, because that will also help you to get these six key pillars as well. I hope this helps. I look forward to seeing you in the next live event. Thank you very much.